Are you starting a property management company and still under 100 doors? That first 100 doors can feel daunting. But in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through what you need to do in order to hit that first 100 door mark. So if you're in the newer stages of starting a property management company, or you're about to get started, this video is for you. The first thing you need to do is pick a niche. Don't try to manage every single property under the sun. It's gonna be very hard to get your standard operating procedures down pat if you're managing a commercial property, a vacation home, a long-term residential, because what happens is each type of property requires different standard operating procedures to manage properly. So it's going to be very hard to scale from an operational standpoint, and from a marketing standpoint, you're not going to stick out as much either. If you have a rental of a long-term residential home, for example, that finds you, and they go to your website and they see that you just focused on managing long-term residential homes, that's going to make your business a lot more appealing to them than the company that manages any type of property that's sent their way. So the first thing you really want to do is pick a niche. The second thing I want to talk to you about is do not get bogged down in the details. I cannot tell you how many people I've spoken to that are really worried about what software they should use, what CRM they should use, but they aren't focused on what actually matters. When you're a newer business, you need to focus on selling and bringing in new properties to manage, providing a good quality service to them. Primarily though, you really need to focus on selling, because if you don't have properties to manage, there's no way to improve your operations, there's no way to improve the performance of your company. So focus on what really matters at first, and for your first 100 doors, what really matters is figuring out ways to get clients to join and sign up for your property management services. Don't get bogged down in every little detail. Sometimes a simple Excel sheet can work wonders. The third thing that you need to pay attention to is focusing on one geographic area. If you're just starting out, you should not be trying to go after Houston and Dallas and San Antonio all together. What you need to do is pick a particular geographic area and hone in on that. What I also recommend is don't go after the main metropolitan market. So let's say that you want to go after Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. That would be the wrong approach. Rather than going after the entire Metroplex, pick one of the smaller surrounding markets where you don't have hundreds of property management companies vying for the same business. So in this example, maybe just go after Plano, Texas. Focus on Plano, scale up to a couple hundred doors just by Plano and areas that are very close to it. And then as you grow, that's when you can start to expand into the bigger metropolitan cities. To be honest, to be going after two major metropolitan cities, you shouldn't be doing that until you're hitting at least the 500 door mark. We have clients that are managing 1,500 doors with just one major metropolitan city. So to think that you have to be in Houston and Dallas just to get to 1,000 doors doesn't make any sense. So pick one geographic area, start with a smaller area, build up your business from there, and then slowly expand into other markets. If you're a newer property management company, you haven't yet reached that first 100 doors, or you just passed that first 100 doors, but you still know there's a lot of room for improvement, and you'd like some help, reach out to us at Upkeep Media. Go to our website at upkeepmedia.com/growth, fill out the form on that page, and a member of our team will reach out at the time that you set up to speak. Now, during that call, we're going to give you some background information on your market. We'll show you what your competitors are doing to bring on new properties to manage. We'll show you where your current business stands from an online standpoint, and what you can do to actually grow your business from where you're at now so that you do get to the point where you are at hundreds of doors under management if that's your end goal. We have new training programs that we're releasing for smaller property management companies, so don't hesitate to reach out, upkeepmedia.com/growth, fill out the form, and a member of our team will reach out to speak at the time that you book. The fourth thing I want to talk to you about is creating processes early in your business. You might have heard of the term SOP before. That stands for Standard Operating Procedure. Every single process you have within your business needs to be documented through standard operating procedures. What this means is you're going to write out step by step how to conduct that process. The reason why this is so important is as you scale, you're going to bring on new team members. You're going to need that if you want to eventually get to hundreds of doors. Now, the time to actually create the training materials for those team members and the procedures for those team members is while you're smaller. The reason being is the bigger you get, the less time you're going to have. The less time you have, the harder it's going to be to create proper SOPs for those team members that come on. So you need to be thinking a little bit of the future by getting your SOPs down pat now, so that when you do have enough demand and you do hire new staff, they know what to do from day one. They can walk into your business, read the standard operating procedures, and have a good idea of how they need to carry out the day-to-day tasks in order to make your property management company provide a good quality service to your owners. Now, the fifth thing that you want to focus on is planting seeds for the future. So I just spoke to you about creating standard operating procedures, but not only standard operating procedures, you want to be planting seeds for the future in terms of marketing. So it's very understandable that if you have 20 doors under management, you don't have a large marketing budget, but what you do have is time. And when it comes to marketing property management services, one of the best things you can do is create content that's going to provide a lot of value to rental property owners in your market. Because you're at the newer stage and you don't have a ton of properties that you need to manage, what you should be doing are planting seeds for the future in terms of creating content for your business when it comes to educating rental property owners about your service. What's great about creating a video that you're going to put on YouTube and use on your website is that video will last forever. In 5 years from now, that video might bring you a client. In a decade from now, that video may still be bringing you clients. So you need to start thinking long term in order to actually get things in place while you're smaller that you wouldn't have time to get in place once you start to grow and have less time because there's more moving parts to the business. So think of what you can do now from a marketing standpoint to get yourself in the right place. Some quick things, like I mentioned, creating content. The second thing would be starting to focus on your online reviews before it gets away from you. Because what will happen in property management is as you grow, you're going to get applicants that apply for a property, they get denied because of whatever reason it might be, and they're going to go online and unfortunately leave your company a negative review. So you need to get ahead of the curve. You need to start making processes and getting really aggressive when it comes to acquiring reviews for your property management company so that you have a good online reputation for years to come. Now, the sixth thing I want to speak to you about is having a long-term mindset. Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time to grow a property management business. I've been doing this for nearly a decade. I have yet to see a company add 500 doors in 1 year. So keep that in mind. Your goals need to be aggressive, but realistic. Do not set a goal of having 1,000 doors under management after a year. 99.999% of the time, you're going to fail. Having a goal to have 100 doors after the first year, it's achievable. You need to take action to make sure that happens. But the main thing I want you to take away from this is try to think in decades, not weeks, not months. It's just not long enough. Property management takes time to build up, but once you do build it up, it's a very sustainable business that will provide you with benefits for years to come. Now, the seventh thing I want you to keep in mind is you need to take action. Out of everything I've spoke about, this is the most important step. Take action. Don't overthink everything. Don't overcomplicate everything. Get out there. Think of what are the most important things for me to achieve. If you're at the stage where maybe you have 20 doors, but you know you really need to get to that 100 door mark to make this a sustainable living, then your main focus should be focused on bringing in new clients. How can you do that? Get out there, start networking, get in front of realtors, try to get referrals. Whatever it is that you need to do to make your business a success, you need to take action. I cannot state this enough. Taking action is the one thing that is going to get you to actually move the needle and become a successful property management business. So there you have it. 7 things that you should focus on if you're starting out a property management company and looking to get to your first 100 doors. If you like this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. I read every comment, it means a lot, and see you in the next one.